everyone, for today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the NYXI wireless V-shaped LED controller that you can use on multiple devices, such as a Nintendo Switch, Steam Deck, PC, laptop, and even your phone. Now, before I move on to unboxing and reviewing this product, as well as going over the key features and how to use it, I want to give a massive shout out to the kind people at NYXI Gaming for sending me out this controller to review. But just like any other review, I'm not going to be biased. I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. But I will say, NYXI Gaming has yet to let me down with their products. Now let's get to it. All right, so we have, well, I guess you guys can say a very simple box, but we are not worried about the outside. We're honestly just worried about the contents inside this box. And we have a box inside a box. And inside this box, we have our controller. So let's go ahead and slide this out. So we have our instruction manual and we have our controller, which is wrapped in bubble wrap. And I guess it does come with a cord. Well, I can tell you guys right now, even through my gloves, there's gripping on the back, and we all love grip on our controllers. Initial feel feels like a standard Switch controller, actually. The buttons feel very smooth. I have no button jamming. Everything's clicking. All right. I like that. Okay, cool. So I just noticed we don't have back buttons. We actually have buttons towards the top, which I actually do not mind. By the way, I should say these two extra buttons, you can program yourself to any button of your choosing, such as X, A, B, Y, your stick buttons, and your bumpers and triggers. Also, you can program these two top buttons to your left, right, up, down D-pad buttons as well. These extra buttons, like this one, the NYXI button, is actually your home button. You have a back and start button. Then you have two function buttons right here. One that says turbo mode. If you guys are unfamiliar with turbo mode, basically, how can I describe this? Basically, let's say you're playing a first person shooter and you have a semi-automatic weapon. If you turn on turbo mode to your shooting button, which should be your right trigger most of the time, it's going to turn that semi-automatic to a fully automatic when you hold down the trigger. That's the best way I can describe it. Then the FN button right here is actually how you program your two top buttons. But don't worry, I'll be showing you guys how to do all that later on in the video. Moving on, we have a cable that came with this controller. Let's go ahead and check this out. So we have a USB, your typical USB to Type-C connector that you can use to charge up your controller, or you could actually use this controller through Bluetooth or through wired connection. But this is all that comes with this product. You get an instruction manual, the controller itself, and the charging/connection wire. Now, first thing first, the NYXI wireless V-shaped LED controller has a price tag of $42.99. But if you use my code BC5 from now till December 25th, aka Christmas, you'll save yourself 20% off during checkout, as I think this could be a wonderful gift to a family member or friend. Now, before I go over the cool features about this controller, let's first learn how to turn it on and connect it to your devices. For today's video, I'm just going to show you how to connect it to your Nintendo Switch, your computer, and phone. Now, to turn on the controller, all you have to do is just hold down the NYXI button, aka the home button. All right, tip of advice, before you use this controller, please charge it. And you guys can see here, I already am past the first dot. I'm now on to the second dot. So when all of these LEDs are up to the top, it means it's fully charged. And since I am on this topic already, this controller has 8 to 10 hours of playing time, takes roughly 2 hours to charge. And for those who are just curious about the battery capacity, it's 500 mAh. So to connect your controller to your Nintendo Switch, all you have to do is go to settings, go all the way down to controllers and sensors, click on that, then go to change grip/order, and you should have this menu screen. Now you grab your controller, you press and hold the NYXI button for 3 seconds until the second LED indicator is flashing rapidly like this. And as you guys just heard that without even having to press anything, it automatically connected. So all I have to do now is just press A and boom. We are now connected to my Nintendo Switch and it is very responsive. Now, one thing I want to make very clear and point out on the back here, we have a switch that you can move from D to V to S and X. Make sure when you are using it on your Nintendo Switch to have it on the S. Obviously, that means switch, so you can connect it to your Nintendo Switch. Also, another way of connecting this controller to your Nintendo Switch even quicker is to just use the provided Type-C connection. By the way, this is a very long cord. As you guys can see here, you can play from a distance. So if you want to connect it to your Nintendo Switch, just, plug this into your Switch dock, plug this obviously into your controller, and it should connect even faster. Also, if you're just curious about the controller having a wake up function, all you have to do when it's already connected to your Nintendo Switch is to hold the button to turn it on. And boom, there you go. It is on. All right, now I'm going to show you how to connect this controller to a PC. For me personally, I have a Windows 10 desktop computer. And before you even think about connecting it through Bluetooth, make sure to have the back switch all the way to the right where it says X. The S is for switch, the X is for PC. Now, when you have that all said and done, go to your PC, go to your settings application. And when you get here, click on Bluetooth and devices, then click add device. Now back to your controller, all you have to do is press and hold the NYXI button for 3 seconds to set it back in Bluetooth searching. And since I put it on the X setting, the top LED light is going to flicker. And now go back to your computer, and as you guys can see here, it's going to pop up as an Xbox wireless controller. So just click on it. It's connecting, and we are connected. And as you guys can see here, it works perfectly fine with PC. Not gonna lie, the button response for a Bluetooth controller is pretty nice. You can also use this controller with the provided Type-C cable. Plus, it will definitely connect faster if you do it that way. And now I'm gonna show you guys how to connect it to your phone. And for me personally, I own an iPhone 12. So the first thing you want to do is go to settings on your iPhone, go to Bluetooth. And once you get to this screen, we move on to the controller. So first thing first, go to the back. Now, if you want to connect it to your iPhone, move the switch to the left to the V. The V is for iPhone, but if you have an Android, move the switch to the far left to D. So D is for Android, V is for iPhone, S is for switch, and X is for PC. And now all you have to do is hold the NYXI button for 3 seconds until you get a flickering LED light just like that at the third slot. And on my iPhone, it already popped up as an Xbox wireless controller. Click on it. And as you guys can see here, it is connected. And I love the response time with this as well. But that is how you connect it to your Nintendo Switch, your PC, and your phone. By the way, if you guys are just curious if it will connect to your Switch or your PC again after you connect it to a different device, all you have to do is move the Switch to the desired location. I'm gonna move the Switch to the S. Here's my Nintendo Switch. Press and hold the NYXI button to turn it on, well, at least the controller. And since my Switch is, oh, look at that. There we go. Automatically connected. So the first feature I want to go over is the lighting setup on this controller. As you guys recall, the V shape right here does light up, and you can actually adjust the brightness on it. And you have 3 levels of brightness, and of course you can just turn it off if you want to. All you have to do is hold the FN button, which is located right there. So all you have to do is hold down the button and then click left or right. Left to turn it down and right to turn it up. So as you guys can see right now, this is actually the strong light setting. Now hold down the FN button. I know you guys cannot see it, but I'm just telling you guys once more, just hold on the FN button and then press left on the D-pad. And you guys can see here, it went to mid-range. Repeat the process again. Now you guys can see here, that is the low light. Repeat the process again. And it's completely off. And on top of that, it actually has 3 additional modes. You have the continuous light, you have a breathing light effect, and a circulating breathing light effect. Now, in order to go through the light effect modes, all you have to do is hold down the FN and the turbo button at the same time to change the mode. As of right now, this is the continuous light effect. We now have the breathing light effect, where it just dims down and then brightens right back up. Hit those buttons again at the same time. And now we have the circulating breathing light effect, where it lights it from the bottom to the top. Also, there is a 4th mode, and that's just to turn off the lights completely, which is just to hit those buttons once more. And there you go. The LED strip is off, but your battery indicator does not turn off, and these buttons stay on. Moving on, this controller also has adjustable vibration, and there's 4 levels to it. You have 0%, 25%, 50%, and 100%. In order to adjust the vibration on this controller, all you have to do is hold the FN button, then press up on the D-pad to turn it up, and press down on the D-pad to turn it down. And the strong vibration is very noticeable. Now I'll turn it down. That's definitely 50% compared to the 100%. The 25% is just like a small little vibration. And for me personally, I enjoy having vibration off completely. All right, now I just noticed something. In order to switch your button layout back to switch, all you have to do is hold down the FN button and the A button at the same time for 3 seconds until the LED lights behind the buttons flash. The one thing I do like about this controller is that it will indicate which layout you are using based off the button's LED lights. When they are off completely, that means you're in switch mode. And if they're lit up, that means you have the Xbox button layout. Also, this controller does have a 6-axis gyro motion control. All right, so as you guys can see here, when I go up, go down, left, right. That's what the 6-axis gyro motion controls can do for you. All right, but I'm not gonna touch the right thumbstick at all. Let's see if we can actually, we're getting there. We're getting there, come on. right there. A little bit right there. All right, cool. We got a kill with it. But as you can see here, it definitely works. And it definitely is very responsive. Now, in order to use turbo mode, all you have to do is hold down the turbo button, which is right there. Hold it down. I'm going to program it to my right trigger. All you have to do is tap it. And now, when I hold the right trigger down, it is fully automatic. Now, in order to turn off turbo mode, all you have to do is hold down the turbo button once more and press RT, or the button you programmed to be on turbo mode. And now, when I shoot, it's just a normal semi-automatic gun. It's that simple, and honestly, turbo mode can be very broken in first-person shooters. Now let's go over how to program the extra buttons, which are labeled M1 and M2. So I'm gonna program the right one to X, so hold down FN and the button you wanna program at the same time. Then you click the button you want to program it to, so X, and then push the button once more, just that button. And now, theoretically, this should now be my reload button. And just like that, it works. Shoot, reload. Now let's repeat the same process for the other button. Hold down the FN button and the button you want to program at the same time. Then you press the button you want to program it to. I'm going to program it to B, and then push this button once more. And now, when I push this, it's now my rolling button. And you can repeat this process to any of these buttons right here, these buttons right here, the left and right thumbstick button itself, you know, when you click, and either trigger or bumper to these extra buttons. And honestly, they give you a huge advantage in first-person shooters. For example, you can program one of these buttons to your jump button. Then you'll be able to jump shot without leaving your right thumbstick. Also, the other neat thing about this controller is that you can actually adjust your thumbstick sensitivity on the controller itself. I'm not going to do it because I personally enjoy the default settings, but if you want to reduce the sensitivity on your left thumbstick, all you have to do is hold down the FN button and then move your left thumbstick to the left to reduce it, and to increase it, just simply move it to the right. And the same process for the right thumbstick. Hold down the FN button, move the right thumbstick to the left to reduce the sensitivity, and move the right thumbstick to the right to increase the sensitivity. Plus, if you really want to get very technical with your controller, you're going to want to download the Keylinker app for your mobile device. So all you have to do is go to your search bar on your app store, type in Keylinker, and you want to install this application called Keylinker by Shenzhen. So, you know, install that. I already have it installed, so I'm gonna go ahead and open it. I'm gonna go ahead and just turn this off real fast. And by the way, if you want to turn off your controller, all you have to do is hold down the NYXI button for 5 seconds, flip it to the back, switch it to the device that you're on. I'm gonna put it on V since I have an iPhone. I'm gonna turn it back on. Now here comes the fun part, finding the device. For me, it's the Keylinker BLE, my second option right here. In the instruction manual, it says it's gonna pop up as gamepad, but not for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and click this. It's already connecting. And there we go, I'm already connected. And just to prove that this is the controller, I'm gonna go ahead and click on settings. Look at that. So for my very technical individuals out there who like to remap everything on their controller to their liking, this is the application for you. You can simply change any of the buttons to whatever you want. So like the A button, you can switch to B, X, or Y. You can mess around with the thumbsticks. You can mess around with your triggers. You can mess around with vibration. You can even mess around with turbo mode on here. You can program the extra buttons on this application as well. So if you guys recall, I program M1 to B and M2 to X. You can also recalibrate your controller with this application. But once you make some changes to your controller, all you have to do is hit apply and you're good to go. And you can disconnect your controller from your phone, reconnect to your Switch, and the button's gonna be programmed to what you programmed it to. And just to showcase it, I'm gonna switch my B button to A, my A button to B. We're going to go ahead and apply this. So like I said, I programmed B to be my A. So I'm gonna push B right now. And look at that, it's my A button, and my A button should be B. All right, before I reconnect this to my Switch, remember, flip the Switch to the desired device. So, I'm on the Switch, so I gotta go to S. All right, here we go. So, my B button is A, and my A button is B. So I'm gonna push B. Oh my God, this is really messy. Basically, I switched these buttons to the Switch layout, so it's not very helpful, but the lights are lit up, as you guys can see here. So I'm on Xbox layout and the buttons did switch. And that is the last of the features. Overall, I'm highly impressed with this controller. First thing first, you can use this controller on multiple devices. And you guys saw in today's video, I was flip-flopping from Switch the PC to my mobile device, and it didn't matter if I disconnected from one device to the other, it always reconnected. On top of that, we have extra buttons, which give you a competitive advantage. I mean, I love the grip texture on it. I'm wearing gloves and it still grips onto it. The thumbsticks are both concave and they really fit my thumbs perfectly, so like it does not slip off. The buttons are very responsive. And on top of that, you can use the turbo mode function on any of the devices. You can program the controller any way you want to with the key linker app. And I seriously don't see any cons about this controller. I highly recommend this controller to any gaming fanatic out there. And that's my honest opinion. But hopefully you guys did enjoy today's video. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe if you're new, turn on those post notifications so you guys never miss another unboxing / review video. And a massive shout out to NYXI Gaming for sending me out this controller to review. They have yet to let me down with their products. And if you guys want this controller, it's gonna be linked in my description as well as the pinned comment down below. Make sure to use code BC5 during checkout, as my code from right now to December 25th is 20% off. But other than that, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Have a good one.